G'day guys, my name's Ollie and welcome to the channel. So yeah, it's happened. I've upgraded, well, not so much as an upgrade as I've got another telescope. I've recently got rid of my Newtonian 150 PDS, SkyWatcher 150 PDS. Great little Newtonian scope. Did need a little bit of looking after, you know, Newtonian collimation and whatnot, and I'd had my eyes on this one for quite a while. Especially some other people's channels who also got this scope. I know it gets great images, and it just seemed a real natural step up and choice from my 80mm refractor, which I really enjoy as well. I must say, when I got this scope, it comes in a big box with all the little accoutrements and whatnot. It is quite a surprise seeing it in real life, just as to how hefty this thing is. Now, you can see, if I pick this up, I mean, this is a good, I think it's getting on for sort of 9 kilos, the scope itself. So by the time I'm done, I'm going to be mounting this on a AZ EQ6 with a payload capacity of 20 kilos. However, I've seen a lot of people mount it on an EQ6, so I'm reasonably confident. And I have done a little test guiding session, and it was guiding okay. So I'm reasonably comfortable that I'll be okay on my mount for now, so that's good. I have mounted this extra bar on top, this Losmandy bar. I had this lying around anyway, and it just gives me basically a handle and also a place to mount my guide scope here. The only other things I've done, I've attached the field flattener which comes with the scope anyway. I haven't bothered getting a reducer yet. That can happen in the future if I decide to get one. It runs at 840mm, this scope, so it's about 100mm more than my Newtonian refractor, which was 750. That'll be nice, but it does also run at f7, so it's obviously going to be a bit slower. So probably 10-minute subs is going to become much more the norm with this scope. I've also fitted a ZWO EAF electronic focuser. I did have to buy the Takahashi bracket for this scope because the standard brackets you get with the ZWO EAF don't fit on this on the focuser on this scope. And the last thing I had to get, of course, was a bigger dew band. So yeah, obviously just going to help control that dew. I did find the dew shield on this scope a little bit curious, not quite what I was expecting. And just take off the dew strap for a second. So basically this comes out, you know, as you would expect with a normal, but there's quite a bit of give at the end. And there's 2 screws here, 2 screws mounted. So you can basically, you know, you can tighten these screws up, of course, which stops it sliding back. However, I've heard of a couple of people who've said this does slide back sometimes. Just seems slightly curious to me that they didn't have a 3rd screw, so 3 points to brace the dew shield at the end. But hey, look, I'm not too worried about that, so I can live with that. Just a bit curious, that's all. And then of course, yeah, you know, as per normal, just the dew cap on the end. So the challenge is now just getting a clear night. Hey guys, so I'm finally outside with my Esprit. I think it must have taken me about a month, I'm not joking, to get outside. The weather has been so bad. We've had so much rain in Australia. especially up north, and then clouds down here in Victoria. And even now, I managed to get 2 hours last night on just testing out the Esprit. I'm trying to work on the Running Chicken Nebula because at least it's a nice bright object, and the skies are still really pretty poor. Like we've got some, even tonight we've got some of that thin cloud, and it's actually starting to get thicker already now. But anyway, the whole point is let's just get a first image, a first test on the Esprit 120 and see how we go. The good thing is that the mount, it's on the AZ EQ6, and that's going really well. It's guiding at around kind of approximately 0.5, which I'm really happy with, considering the weight. In fact, generally it's guiding better than the Newtonian, which I had before, which is a bit weird considering it's much heavier scope. But yeah, the stars are looking nice and round across the field with the flattener on. So I'm just going to take as many subs as I can of the Running Chicken Nebula, and we'll just get this first test done at least. I think tonight, I'm not sure if I'm going to get much more because it's really started to cloud over now. I'll show you the moon in a second, but we'll get what we can, and yeah, and you know, process that and see how that comes out. It's just been nice to actually get out and use the scope after having it for so long. So anyway, I might persevere a little bit more tonight, see if I can get a few more subs out of this. If not, I'll pack it in for tonight. But thanks very much for joining me, and yeah, we got our first test of the Esprit 120 down. Pretty happy with it so far. Don't have any real complaints. It's a lot heavier to lift on. It's definitely a lot heavier to lift onto the mount. It's probably around, I don't know, 9 or 10 kilos, maybe a bit more than 10 kilos, but the mount's handling it fine, so I'm really happy about that. So yeah, skies are looking pretty bad, so I reckon it's going to be packing it in for tonight. But anyway, I'll catch you later, guys, and thanks very much for watching.